Okay, today let's see what is EC2 pricing. So Amazon EC2, which is nothing elastic cloud compute cloud, they offer several pricing models to fit different workloads and for budgets. So in that, first we want to see about on-demand instances. So on-demand instances nothing but you pay for the compute capacity in a hourly basis or in a second a hourly basis. If it in a second it is a Linux, if it is in a hour it is by Windows. With no long-term commitment. This is the main point in on-demand services. For for long-term commitment, it is it is not a good option. Or upfront payment. Upfront payment I'll tell you in next slide. So it is nothing but you simply launch and use and just terminate the instance. That's it you want to do in on-demand instances. So it is only major for short-term EC2 instances. Like you need for next 10 hours and you need for next 1 day. So these kind of are next 2 to 3 days also it's more than enough. More than that, or if it takes some months and year, then it is not a good option. If it comes to pricing model, it is same as pay as you go. You should pay for it. So billing per second and billing per hour, depending on the OS. Like I say, if it build per second, it is Linux. If it's build per hour, it is Windows. No upfront cost and no commitment. Ideal for unpredictable or short-term workload. So short-term workload is very much better. Uh, very much better. So when to use on-demand instances? Okay, so when our workloads are unpredictable, like we don't know how long it takes, how long an instance is needed, on the time we can take this on-demand instances, and we are in testing or developing environment. So for testing and developing app or website for whatever it is, we don't know what will be workload and we don't know what is the consequences or what I can say, how long it takes, right? So for that, we use on-demand instances. Like it is perfect for development, testing, and other environments. Production environment also it is more than better. But comparing to production environment, development testing is very much better. And you don't want to commit long term. This is the main thing. No long term. Only it is suitable for clients and projects where long term return on investment is unclear. That's it. Like example use cases you can see, like we are running an e-commerce website that receives extra traffic during festivals, like Amazon, like Flipkart. There are some from application, some shopping application, some other application. In festival time, we feel too much of traffic. Like let's take IRCTC railway app. So at the tackle time there are too many traffics, right? So for that we use the on-demand instances, like to scale temporarily. So for temporarily we are scaling our instance to reduce the traffic. That's it. This is on-demand instances. Next, when should you choose on-demand? So when you want to choose on-demand, first thing, we are getting started on AWS. So just now we are getting started on the cloud provider like AWS. We can use on-demand for testing purposes and we can see how it works. The next thing, our application usage is spiky or seasonal. Like in seasonal times our application works and yes, in the spike times our application works. We don't know. So for that we use the on-demand. Then we need maximum flexibility. So flexibility is more important for application. For that you'll use on-demand. Then to avoid risk of underutilized or overcommitment, like it should not be underutilized and should not be also overcommitment. So in that time to reduce the risk we use on-demand. These are about on-demand instances. Next, let us talk about reserved instance. So reserved instance is not a physical instance, but it's billing discount applied automatically to matching on-demand instances when you commit. Like when I say reserved instance, the word reserved in the sense you reserve for 1 year or a 3 year. Reserve an instance for 1 year or 3 year, and you pay for it. That is a reserved. It's not a physical instance, but you will get a maximum discount in reserved instances, as because you're going to reserve your instance for 1 year or 3 year of time period. So you'll get a maximum discount. So it is based on the specific instance type, a region which you are choosing, and the term which 1 year or 3 year, and the payment option. By these things, by these criteria, reserved instance is charged and it is worked. Then features and description. See, then reserved instance feature is long-term commitment. How we can say that on demand is for short-term commitment, reserved instance is for long-term commitment. Like choose 1 year or 3 year term. So this is the basic plan in AWS, 1 year or 3 year plan. Significant cost savings, up to 75% cheaper than on demand. So it's truth, as because on demand your billing charges is based on the per second and the per hour, but here it is based on the 1 year or 3 year. So you get a maximum discount of 75 percentage. Flexible option. So let's see about flexible options. Then next thing topic, and capacity reservation. This also will cover in next topic. And next, types of reserved instances. There are two types of reserved instances. One is standard reserved instances, and another thing is convertible reserved instances. So let's come to standard. Standard, up to 75% savings over on demand. The same, okay, as reserved instance. Cannot change instance families, OS or tenancy. So in standard instances, we cannot change, like we can change the family instance family or OS. Like if you are in an instance family like T2 micro or a T3 micro, you cannot change it to other microtech, other instance family, right? This is what, if it is a T2, it should be a T2. We cannot shift from T2 to other thing like M1 or something like that. We cannot change the OS. So one instance we are using Microsoft OS, I mean Windows OS. Another instance we cannot, in this system we cannot choose to the change to the Linux OS. These are the things in standard arrays. Then best for steady state load. So steady state loads is best. The next one, convertible array. So it is discount is up to 66 percentage. In here we can change the instance attributes like type, its family, and its OS and tenancy. We can change the instance attributes in convertible arrays. That's why it is named as convertible arrays. So it is good for evolving workloads. Let's come to payment option. There are three payment options provided by AWS. Is all upfront, partial upfront, no upfront. So all upfront. So nothing but you pay a single go. You get a like 100% you will pay in a single go and get maximum discount. It is nothing but a all upfront. If partial upfront is you pay part by part. At quarter by quarter, part by part, you will pay a billing. You pay a bill to Amazon, AWS. No upfront. So you pay monthly. So monthly you will pay certain amount, and this will add on to the next month, and this will add on to the next month. So monthly you will get paid to the AWS for the reserved instances. It is nothing but the three things payment options in reserved instances. And third one is spot instance. So spot instance is nothing but in AWS some server will be utilized and some server is not utilized, right? So yeah, not every server is utilized by the everyone in the world or every company in the world. So there are few servers or a few instances that cannot be utilized, or if something is utilized now, and at later that instance is free now. So let's take now I am using a website, and for that future I deleted the website. So the website the instance which the website runs, it got deleted, right? I mean the website got deleted, the instance get free. So in that time there is a spare no AWS capacity instance, like what I can say, the unusable, I mean used or unusable instance, that is free in the Amazon's what you can say Amazon's data centers. So those instances will be given for a high discount for a persons who need for their requirements. That is nothing but spot instance. It is an EC2 instance that uses spare AWS capacity available. So the spare capacity which the AWS have, they will give this instance as for a high discount, like up to 90% compared to on-demand pricing. So however, if they give this instance, but it is not flexible, or it is not convincible, it is not for what I can say, it is not for long term, we can say like that, as because AWS can reclaim, like it can stop or it can terminate or it can hibernate at any time. And before doing the reclaim or before doing the termination or stop or hibernate, they'll give 2 minutes of notice period to like it is for capacity or backup capacity or backup data to backup the data for 2 minutes. They will send mail or they will trigger a message or whatever it is. They'll give 2 minutes. In the 2 minutes, they will what they're saying is you can take backup the data which is in the instance, and after that they will reclaim the instance. So this is the main thing in Spot instance. Spot at this spot you can take the instance, but you don't know when it will vanish or when it will reclaimed by Amazon. This is one thing in Spot instance. Features, as you can say, major cost savings up to 90% compared to on demand. And short notice interruption, like it will give only 2 minutes warning, right? So very short notice interruption. Same performance, though you buy a Spot instance, though you buy on demand instance, though you buy a reserved instance, whatever instance we are using in AWS, everything have same performance, ideal compute performance. Flexible instances, you can use across the wide range of instance families. That's the one main thing, flexible, but it is not what we can say, it is not user friendly. We can say like this, it is not user friendly. Then how it works. So we request a EC2 capacity at spot pricing. So AWS will give certain pricing. So we request the EC2 capacity for spot pricing. Then AWS allocates some unused space for us. As long as it is available, they allocate some space for us, unused capacity for us. If AWS needs the capacity back, so if from other country, if some other region, if some other place, wherever it is, if someone is asking for on demand or a reserved instance, so what AWS will do instance, they will take back our spot instance, and that spot instance will be given to some others on demand or some others reserved instances. So in that time our instance is terminated. It is like our instance interrupted, like terminated, stopped, or hibernated. So you only pay for the time our instances. Whenever however our instance runs, we will pay. Whenever it is reclaimed, we will not pay. This is the concept in spot instances.